This is not a funeral. Funerals are quiet and solemn. This is a celebration, okay? My name's Brad Bonner. Larry's dad and my dad are cousins, which makes us second cousins or once removed, or I know we could get married if we wanted to. Probably not in Wyoming, which is where our family's all from, but we have the same great-grandmother who was actually married to her first cousin. So, and that's a family, that's not a joke, that's really true. So this is how we're gonna do this. This is gonna be loud. You're gonna let some stuff out here. I'm gonna walk back over there and I'm gonna introduce myself, and you are gonna give a big applause, and you're gonna be loud, and it's gonna be joyous. You guys all right with that? Okay, because this ain't a funeral. All right, hold on. Wait for it. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Mr. Brad Bonner. Isn't that better? Isn't that much better? So there's a joke I've told all my children. I want told at my celebration. And it's an old joke. It's on bumper stickers and t-shirts. You may have heard it. And so this is the joke. I drill my kids every couple of years. Say, what's the joke? And so here's the joke. When I die, I want to die in my sleep like my grandpa, not screaming and yelling like all the other people in the car. I mean, So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a minute of silence. You can pray to yourself, heads down, moment of reverence. I'm gonna do it for a minute. When that's done, then shoulders are up, head back, and we're gonna smile, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna have some tears, but it's all for joy and celebration. Okay, so we're gonna have a moment right now. All right. Doves have been used to symbolize a lot of things. You'll see them released at weddings. When Christ was baptized, a dove was there to represent God's love for his son. I have a live dove. I work as a magician and a comedian, and I'm going to produce a live dove for you from a deck of cards and an empty scarf. And when you see this dove, I want applause. I want it to be loud. When I release it, I want it to be loud. This is a celebration. So I want all of you to be with you. Ready? So what's it going to sound like when you see this dove? That's all right. What's it going to sound like when you see this dove? All right. This is it. It's a lot easier that way, isn't it? It is. It's just a lot easier. And that's kind of how this is going to go this afternoon. Okay? We want some laughter. We want some healing going on and some good hearts. So to start things off, we have Robert Workman's going to come up, and he's going to sing a song for us. And I'm going to introduce him like he's a rock star, and you're going to bring him up like he's a rock star. Are you ready? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Robert Workman.
Thank you. I'm much shorter than he is. I'm not as strong. Keep the struggle. So I'm, of course, Larry's twin brother. He's the better looking one, which is fine. And I'm very nervous, just so you guys know, and very blind. Well, I kind of got this song, he kind of picked this here a while back, and been really busy at work and stuff and going through it and everything as well, and just kind of figured it out, and it was a really good song. And I don't know if you guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys know who Coldplay is as well, and he kind of brought it to my attention, and I thought it was actually a really cool song, and it means a lot now. I mean, never used to be a big Coldplay fan. I don't know what's wrong with this. Can you hold that for me? There we go. All right. So yeah, so I got this song from him, and it was just, I went through it and got through like just a couple verses of it, and I was like, oh God, you want me to sing at the funeral or this thing? I'm gonna have a hard time doing that. But you know, it's just for my brother, man. I love this guy to death. I shouldn't get all mushy because now I gotta sing, and that's not good. So, but yeah, all right, we'll try this. So if I screw up, blame it on the nerves and everything else. When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you give what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in river, and the tears come streaming down your face, when you lose something you can't replace, when you love someone but it goes to waste, could it be lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. High above and down below, but when you're too in love to let it go, but if you never try you never know just what you're worth. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
All right, everybody, if you've got a phone with you, get it out. Because if you go to a celebration and a party, one of the things you do is you take selfies. So I want you to remember this moment. I want you to get out your phones. Come up here, Robert. I want a selfie. Stand up. Stand up. Take a picture with your friends. You're going to do it right now. Here we go. Me and Robert will start off just like that. All right? You're going to remember this. There we go. If you can photobomb.
Gotcha. I was going to.
Okay, sit down now. So I'm kind of the voice for Larry and Camille, because it's a little hard for them to get up here and talk for obvious reasons. And I've got a short little thing Larry wants me to read before we show this video. Video's about an hour long. There's going to be some laughter, some tears, some sadness, happiness, and this is a celebration. And so these are Larry's words. Creating this video was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do as Mayleigh's father. I've cried endlessly as I sift through the various memories of our lives to build what I hope is a homage to Mayleigh that even she would be proud of. I wanted nothing more than to show the world who Mayleigh truly was, and she was nothing short of the greatest thing to ever happen to us. I hope you enjoy her story as much as we did living it. She is missed more than she will ever know. I don't think that's true. I think she knows. And with that, let's start this video and enjoy it. All right, true story. I was living in Utah. I was working out in California. I do stand-up comedy and magic, and I got pulled over between Lovelock and Winnemucca for doing 80 into 75. Have you ever driven between Winnemucca and... Yeah, for 5 over, he pulled me over, which is crap, right? And so he runs my license. He comes back to the car. He says, "Where are you heading?" I said, "I'm heading to California." He says, "You live out there or you work out there?" I said, "I work out there." He says, "What do you do?" I said, "I do stand-up comedy." He's holding my license. He says, "You're looking at a $112 fine for going 5 over the speed limit. Give me a good joke and I'll let you go." That's a lot of pressure when that's your job, right? And so I'm thinking of all the jokes I've heard over the years, and so this is the joke I used. I said, "All right, 17-year-old boy comes home, finds his mom and dad, they're making out on the couch, grosses him out. Boy storms out of the house, dad laughs at him, says, 'That's how you do it, boy.' And the boy storms out of the house traumatized. Next day, mom and dad come home, 17-year-old boy's making out with grandma on the couch." I know, I'm not saying that's okay, all right? I'm not condoning that behavior, but it's important that it's grandma, so stay with me. There's a payoff. The dad said, "Son, what do you think you're doing?" He goes, "See, Dad, it's not so funny when it's your mom, is it?" Here's your license, sir. You have a good day. Slow it down. That's a $112 joke right there, all right? Just so you know, that's a joke with a price tag. There we go. All right, we're ready for our video.
are so proud of you, sweetie pie. We love you bunches and bunches and bunches. You're stronger than you'll ever know.
What you gotta say about that new immune system?
It looks like tomato soup.
Tomato soup, yeah.
I love you so much, sweetie pie.
I love you.
Who's the best mom ever?
You.
Love you.
Love you.
You got this, sweetie pie.
I love you, Grandma.
You're a rock star.
I love you, Mommy. How adorable.
You are my hero, sweetie pie.
Hi, Mayleigh, it's Lily, and I just wanted you to know that I love you so much.
You are so brave.
I don't know, I was just thinking drum roll type thing.
Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Good job, sweetie.
We love you bunches and bunches and bunches. On July 17, 2017, Mayleigh was admitted to OHSU Hospital in Portland, Oregon to undergo an allogeneic stem cell transplant. 29 days after being admitted, she would take her last breath after becoming septic and ultimately losing her battle with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. To say August 15, 2017 has changed our lives is a gross understatement. To those of us that were close to watch her struggle through pain and suffering, most likely will never erase the nightmare that would ensue from our eyes. She was beyond courageous in her defeat, and we will forever be grateful at how strong she had been when facing this life and death situation. We are as proud as any parent could be, and you will always be as close to us as our own heartbeat. On December 14, 1995, Mayleigh Kyndall Workman was born on a chilly winter evening at St. Luke's Hospital in Boise, Idaho. Camille would undergo 2 days of induced labor, only to be told she would have to undergo an emergency cesarean due to complications. Within minutes, she was brought full force into our world, and our lives were turned upside down by the most beautiful sight we had ever witnessed. Our sweetie pie was born.
It's okay, Daddy's here. Daddy's got you. I promise I will never let anything happen to you.
Unfortunately, Mom had to wait the longest to get to hold her sweet child. She had carried her for just over 8 months, yet she would have to sit lonesome in a recovery room while Dad got the honors to be present during her introduction to the world. Finally, she would get to lay her eyes on the pride and joy that was her daughter.
Well, got a picture of the fam here. Me, show me a smile.
She's on the spot. You're on the spot, huh?
Oh, big sneeze. Bless you.
Every single time. We've heard these threads before, time and time again.
Way to go.
One parallel.
Say hi.
At least of human airspace. By ignoring the warnings from the air traffic control towers, an incident that convoked the
Say I'm pretty cute. Smile, pretty girl. Smile, pretty girl.
You can take this to show and tell, baby girl. Going in.
To say we were Mayleigh crazy might be putting it mildly. Having Mayleigh was like a shiny new toy. Everywhere we went, people wanted to hold her and try and get her to smile. I remember we had a babysitter for New Year's Eve and we ended up leaving at about 9 o'clock as we were already missing her. She most definitely had us mesmerized, and I'm pretty sure she liked the attention. One thing Camille and I have in common is we both have twin brothers. Both are fraternal, but there was a thought in the back of both of our minds that we might have better odds than most when it comes to having multiple children. Ultimately, we had just the one, and even though Camille would have wanted more, I felt it was better to spoil one versus struggle with many.
I'm off to work. Somebody's got to keep this family in the lap of luxury.
Additionally, Camille has been a type 1 diabetic since she was 9 years old, and in my eyes, we were blessed to have a healthy child and fortunate enough for Camille to not have any complications from her pregnancy. I was perfectly content with these two beautiful women in my life, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
You are a genius.
This would actually work in Mayleigh's favor, as she mentioned on more than one occasion how thankful she was to be an only child. A lot of her uniqueness came from her learning at her own speed and in her own way. She would spend countless hours drawing in her room, and she may not have been able to be so independent if she had an annoying sibling around all the time. Camille and I both grew up with multiple siblings, so it was often a topic we would discuss, but ultimately all our love was meant to be given to this one-of-a-kind princess on a pedestal we called Sweetie Pie.
Hi, Smiley.
I'm home.
So he said deductible. And I thought he said duck bill. Duck bill, right? Right?
Deductible? I thought you said duck bill.
Isn't this nice?
So were you totally spoiled?
You don't seem like an only child.
Oh, you're an only child. That makes so much sense.
So, could your parents not have any more kids?
Oh, I like this one.
Yes, oh my gosh, me too. Girl, we are sisters.
No, come on. This band.
Dude, you're stupid for even
No,
coming
you're
with me. If
stupid.
you didn't want to come with me, you should have
Oh
just
shoot,
come
did
me.
I lock the door at home?
No, I was last out. I got it.
Oh, thanks, man.
I can see every month of you getting pregnant.
Mom.
Oh, that's weird.
Give me a kiss. Mwah.
One of Mayleigh's first passions was a good old-fashioned kiss, and there were plenty to go around.
Give me a kiss.
Kiss me out of the bearded barley, lightly beside the green, green grass. Swing, swing, swing the spinning step. You wear those shoes and I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me down by the broken house. Swing me. Bring me. Mama, give one. And take the trail marked on your father's map. Oh, kiss me.
Oh, you're such a sweetie. Chalice loves you.
Give her a kiss, Chalice. Give her a kiss.
Kiss me.
What's the dog say? What's the dog say? Yeah. What's the cow say? What's the cow say? Moo. Say I love you. Moo.
As Mayleigh's vocabulary increased, so did her love for hanging with Dad and watching as I played video games. There were times when she would sit in silence for a whole hour as she watched intently, imagining that she was in control. As entertaining as it was for both of us, I have a lot of deep-seated regret when it comes to video games, as it robbed me of countless hours I could have been doing something more constructive. In short, it took away time from family and friends that at the time I took for granted. Many lessons are still being learned even as an adult, and that is one lesson I wish I had learned sooner. There were many memorable moments we shared though, even well into our high school years. We would play games like World of Warcraft and Battlefield that took us on quests and adventures that made it feel more like we were best friends and not father-daughter. It is definitely a bittersweet feeling when reminiscing about these moments, but that was our special bond that we had, and for that reason alone, I will cherish those memories forever.
Very intent on Dad's games. She gets mad because I won't play video games with her all day.
Not the greatest role model, that's for sure.
Mayleigh, say Happy Halloween! Throw it for Joey. Hey Dad, what are you this Halloween?
Tortilla man.
What? They couldn't all be winners. I had to fend off the ladies somehow. One of our fondest memories was when tucking Mayleigh in for bed, we would sing songs to her. The one telltale song that let her know that it was bedtime was You Are My Sunshine. She knew what this song represented, and most definitely she was not always on board.
How about this song? You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. When skies are. You don't like Mommy's song? Okay, we'll sing something else.
Mary
had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb whose face was white as snow. You are my sunshine.
Okay, we're sorry, we won't do that.
She doesn't like that song. Okay, how about row, row, row your boat?
One of the greatest moments I'll ever have was 2 nights before Mayleigh was intubated. She acknowledged that she loved when I used to play guitar and sing for her and Mama. I was always a little more timid and uncomfortable when it came to the spotlight, so I shied away from my musical talents the more involved I became with computers. My twin brother was always amazing in front of a crowd and sang with all his might, while I would be more reserved and reticent. But that night, as I tried desperately to comfort her, she started singing You Are My Sunshine. As I cried and sang along with her, I prayed with all my might that my sunshine, our only sunshine, would be granted a second chance at life and not to take our sunshine away. We continued to reminisce and sing some Jack Johnson songs, and we forgot all about being in a hospital room. To me, and I hope for her, we were home in our hearts, and she knew that I loved her with all that I am. Not only did Camille sing this song to her often, after arriving home from the hospital, we slowly started sifting through our memories and various keepsakes that had been piling up through the years. When looking through an old box of Mayleigh's, Camille noticed the other half of a necklace that Mayleigh had bought her on Mother's Day many years ago. This necklace was in the shape of the sun, and it read, "You are my sunshine." The sun split in two, and Mayleigh kept one half and Camille had the other. She wanted her mama to know that there would always be a sunshine whenever they were together. It was a beautiful moment to see the sun brought back together again, and it was fortune for her to find it during the lowest point of our lives. One of Mayleigh's favorite movies of all time was Inside Out. It tells the story of a young girl and depicts each of her emotions as a character. The lead character is Joy, everything that is happy, loving, and vibrant. For the most part, Mayleigh was filled with joy, and as a young girl, we can still hear her laughing echoing in our ears as she jumped on her trampoline or begged to be tickle tortured. She was a bundle of joy, and happy days were abundant. Next up was Sadness.
I'm Sadness.
Oh, hello. I'm Joy. So, can I just, if you could, I just want to fix that. Thanks.
She keeps Joy in check by making her realize that joy and sadness can sometimes come together and be as one. This would be the feeling that consumes us the most at this time. While we are crushed with sadness beyond our wildest dreams, we could not be more proud of how brave, resilient, and courageous she was throughout this past year. She always faced everything head-on with very few complaints, and we are overjoyed with her benevolence towards others. She truly learned her mother's lesson of an attitude of gratitude. I think the part that really hit home with this movie was the part where they move, and anger, fear, and disgust can play a huge role in this kind of change for anyone.
I want to go home. Please don't be mad. Oh, sweetie.
We're not mad. You know what? I miss Minnesota too. I miss the woods where we took hikes.
In the backyard where you used to play.
Spring Lake, where you learned to skate. Come here.
We had asked Mayleigh how she felt about moving to Oregon at 9 years old, but at that age it's hard to truly understand what that means. I also moved at 9 years old, and it felt more like a little vacation, but as the years rolled by, you come to realize it's permanent, and maybe you weren't so on board with the decision as you first thought. Needless to say, she had a lot of great friends that she had to leave behind, and even though she retained friendship with her best friend for a while, life has a unique way of letting the past slip away. Mayleigh would struggle to find a friendship like the one she had in Boise, but over time she eventually found her place and formed some bonds that would last through high school and beyond. Friendship Island was very dear to her, and she would constantly go out of her way for her friends and family. She was always willing to help those around her in any way she could. We can recall several times where she would spend the only money she had on others just to bring a smile to their face. She always went out of her way to do what she could, and it was one of the sweetest qualities about her. I admit it could also be frustrating watching her give away her last dollar, and at times it was for little trinkets or silly things, but her intentions were always in the best place, and we couldn't be more thankful that we raised such a generous and giving daughter.
Goofball Island is my personal favorite.
Come back here, you little monkey!
Yep, Goofball is the best.
I would have to agree that being a goofball was one of my favorite aspects of Mayleigh's personality. She would keep us laughing up to the very end, and even the nurses would often chuckle at her unique sense of humor.
We're here today for leading spring. You see, most anything spring. Oh,
That's a barnyard of fun.
I just pulled it out.
You pulled what out?
My tooth. So it could come out for the tooth fairy, and I mailed it to her under my pillow.
Oh, yeah? Let me see your teeth. Oh, let's take a good look. Whoa. Okay. How much do you think the tooth fairy will bring you?
I think 11 cents.
11 cents?
Huh?
A dime and a penny?
Yeah, that's 11 cents.
Yeah. Is that all?
Yeah.
That's all you're gonna get?
Well, I think 12 cents.
Yeah?
Huh?
Whoa. Who knows? We'll see tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Say see you later. Over and out.
See you later. I love you. I love you.
Well, sing me something. I gave you a... You said you would. I gave you a kiss.
I pinky promise.
Hey, now. That's not very nice of you.
Hey, now. You're a rock star. If the camera goes away.
See, I'm pretty, Grandpa and Grandma.
I want to say Joel, too.
One of my most memorable moments was when I was trying to get Mayleigh to say certain things on video. At times we would obsessively try and get her to say just the right thing, but she would definitely ham it up for the camera.
I'm pretty.
I'm pretty.
Is that all you can say?
No one can't hear me.
No one can't hear you?
I'm there.
You can make believe they do.
What?
You can make believe they do.
I'm pretty. I'm pretty hard, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm pretty, Grandma and Papa.
There, that was perfect. Butterfly, Karen.
I'm a butterfly, Karen.
One of my favorite moments was when I was trying to get her to say Happy Mother's Day for her mama. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen, and for Camille, it's been a treasure that will last a lifetime.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama. What did you say?
Happy Mother's Day, Mama. We love you very, very much. Put your sunglasses on. Get really close and get all movie. Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
We love you.
We love you.
Oh yeah, Mother's Day 2015. And you're on video. Say something nice to your mother.
Hi.
You could give me a today's version. Oh, come on. I need to give you my sunglasses. Hopefully I could hear you. It was kind of quiet. There's traffic in the background.
I'm not doing it again.
I don't know where she gets it from.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mayleigh. Happy birthday to you. Whoa! Yeah!
I'm ready. I'm so ready. Like if my muscles aren't there. Lay off the steroids.
And here's where she turns into a chickmunk.
A chickmunk.
Doesn't she sound like a hyper chickmunk? Do the cake one.
The cake one? You mean
The girls that did the cake one.
Like drop eaters or something like this, and they went yum 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 yum.
Palamalo. Palamalo. Palamalo.
Mayleigh's selfie library is probably as extensive as any young girl. Her Snapchat filter would become her best friend as she sat and waited for her chemo treatments to complete. She never passed up a moment for a little comic relief, and I'm happy she did.
Palamalo. Palamalo.
While we have a lot of media footage when she was younger, we had a couple hard drive crashes and our video camera broke before smartphones took off, so we went a few years without much. She also entered a stage when we weren't allowed to take her picture for a couple of years. On top of coaching, Mayleigh getting a job, and overall life becoming busier, we found that we had very few photos of her as she got older and eventually moved out on her own. And even though cancer robbed her of so much, it could never remove the goofball that lived inside of her. This was one of her true inner strengths in life, in that, through it all, she still continued to smile.
Palamalo. Palamalo.
Jingle bells, Batman spells, Robin laid an egg, Batmobile, also a Joker got away. Hey, dashing through the snow on a broken pair of skis, over the hills we go, crashing into trees, bam, bam, bam. The snow is turning red, I think I might be dead. See you in the hospital, lying on my bed. Thank you! Mwah, mwah, mwah. You seduced. I like people to get alive. Ogres can be nice. I want to find a girl. YMCA. Welcome her to the YMCA. When you're tumbling down and your spirits fall, help's on the way. We hear you.
Before Mayleigh was even born, we have always had some kind of animal in the home. Our first was Chalice, the nicest, sweetest Rottweiler you ever did meet. She was always so gentle with Mayleigh, and we never had to worry about her. They were sisters from the very start. We also had 2 cats, Ebony and Inlay. Over time, Chalice and Ebony would also become best friends. Being an only child, Mayleigh spent a lot of time with her animals. Unfortunately, Chalice was diagnosed with a bone tumor in her front leg, and within 2 months she was gone from our lives. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do when deciding to put her down. The vet told us we'd know when it was time, and on March 23, 2006, she was put to sleep in our home. It was Mayleigh's first encounter with death, and even she struggled with saying goodbye. We were all devastated after having spent 10 years with us. Ebony could also sense something was wrong, and towards the end, she would always be right by Chalice's side. It was remarkable how close they had become. Right before we moved to Oregon, Camille and Mayleigh surprised me on my birthday with another little girl, Roddy, we named Nina. She was adorable. I felt she needed a companion though, and while working on a job site while installing cable, I encountered another Rottweiler I just couldn't pass up. His name would be Cody, and they were instantly best buds.
Pick her, girl! Come on! Get her, get her! Come on, Cody! Oh, Cody, Hey, Ryan!
Mayleigh's love for animals would also continue to grow, and she would also join in the fun. Unfortunately, Nina would take on a trait inherited from her mother, and we had to give her up due to snapping at Mayleigh and even myself. Cody and Ebony would remain though, and they also would become best friends.
You got a friend in me.
Good boy. Roll over, Cody. Good boy. Go get Cody a treat.
Mayleigh's infatuation with animals was like nothing I'd ever seen. In 8th grade, she became a vegetarian, mostly in part out of respect for animals. She would further her love by not buying makeup or other items that harmed animals when making their products, and would often find herself in arguments with her classmates defending her love for them. It left her vulnerable in that those that liked to hunt or even required it for survival often offended her, as there was no excuse for such cruelty in her eyes.
Holy!
He's a funny dog, man.
This should be on America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
Plenty of people with eyes closed. They don't see you like I do. Darling, I do. Notes on the keys meant nothing to me. The world didn't sing without you. Birds in the trees fell silent for me. The world didn't sing without you, without you. I know plenty of people with eyes closed. They don't see you like I do, but darling, I do. Darling, I do see you.
Mayleigh's love for animals carried into fiction as well. She loved her Pusheen, and in the hospital hung one from her IV and had others close by. Hello Kitty was also a favorite from the very beginning.
Hello Kitty.
Lunchbox.
Whoa, cool.
Wait, let's see what's inside it.
She also had many stuffed
There's-
animals and loved panda bears. We even bought her the cutest little panda-like companion last year during induction, whom she called lymphoblastic. I would also use animals to help encourage her and make her feel better while in the hospital, whatever it took to keep our baby girl from feeling pain. Crab would also receive special attention, but only until she took her first bite. I think Crab was the only thing that got a pass when it came to being a vegetarian. Mayleigh loved animals so much she became one. Her sophomore year, she got the opportunity to be the school mascot, and she truly loved it. She wasn't a cheerleader per se, but she loved to let her personality shine through behind the mask and had a blast doing it.
Oh. Oh.
Dolly, you want to give yourself a round of applause too? That was a good zombie you did. Thanks, Captain.
Oh.
Mayleigh often expressed her love for animals, and at times more so than people, due to their ability to love unconditionally. We'll forever hear the echoes of her voice as her heart melted at the sight of an animal, and we can only hope that Chalice, Cody, Inlay, and Ebony once again have their best friend to keep them company. Mayleigh's drawing talent was very evident at an early age. Her kindergarten teacher noticed that most of the kids would only draw the basics, but Mayleigh would go above and beyond in the wrinkles and crinkles of skin and even clothing. Her attention to details definitely stood out. Once you're known as the artist in the family, you get a lot of colored pencils and drawing tablets for presents. She definitely put them to use though, and would spend hours doodling or trying to draw her favorite cartoon characters. This talent was inherited completely from her mother, as I couldn't draw 4 beans. She really loved the anime style, but she had her own unique twist or interpretation of it, and even drew herself on many occasions.
I'll never find my way back home, 'cause you and me so happily make all our dreams of make-believe reality. La 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 la
When Mayleigh was 14, I bought her Photoshop. This opened a whole nother world for her in that it allowed her to digitize many of her drawings and finalize them in Photoshop. The results were stunning, and one of her pieces that won her a scholarship at SWAC was misinterpreted as digital art versus a digital drawing. Needless to say, she won first prize. She would continue to win competitions with her sidewalk art using chalk. You could really feel the emotion in her work, and the eyes of her drawings would always tell a story. Whether she was drawing her friends or even herself, she always had a unique and loving perspective of the world when it came to those less fortunate. Her artistic abilities would continue with her love of tattoos. She even designed her own, an inverted dopamine and serotonin molecule on the back of her neck. She would later get a dahlia on her forearm with a chicken representing her Grandma Marie. Mayleigh also used her talent to help others understand the issues she was encountering and where her pain would reside. It's often something leukemia patients would speak about often, in that they may look normal to others, but inside they are suffering and in pain. This would be the last drawing she would create before going to OHSU. I can still hear her pencil tapping as she added the freckles for the finishing touch. We were always so proud of her abilities and constantly encouraged her to keep changing levels, but due to chemo and all the drugs she was having to take, her ability to draw and even read became very difficult, and I know this drawing in particular took much effort to complete. One of the most profound drawings was this self-portrait she had been working on over the past year, and it showcased different unique qualities about herself, not only physically but emotionally as well. She included her tattoo, her portacath for administering chemo, and one of her favorite quotes after diagnosis: "You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice." She acknowledged her likes and dislikes, things she was good at versus bad, as well as her personal possessions. She often had these items tucked in her backpack as her life became all about traveling to doctor's appointments. The feeling we get when looking at her caricature is pure pride and gratification. She still had complete confidence in who she was and what she wanted. Cancer could never take these attributes from her, and she could own her faults and difficulties and still continue to love life to the fullest. Her kisses that were left behind were a godsend to our aching hearts, and we find ourselves kissing them daily to allow us to feel closer to her. Out of all the talents she could possess, we are so grateful to have her drawings, as it has left us with many pieces of her that we will continue to gaze at for the rest of our lives.
Does that look pretty? Mm-hmm. Now doesn't that look pretty? For eyeshadow on a lipstick?
Yes, it does.
Drawing led into a natural fit later in life, and that would be makeup. She had many compliments on how she did her own makeup, and eventually she would join the drama team as the makeup artist. She would also get a chance to work at the Little Theater on the Bay doing makeup for a well-renowned artist for the play Oliver. He even gave her kudos for how well she did with little experience.
Okay, I'm going to do the no mirror makeup challenge. Holy hell, this is gonna be so bad. And my friend over here is being my cameraman. And yeah, hi Cassandra.
Hey.
Okay, so first things first, I'm going to be doing concealer. Concealer. Okay. Something right there.
Pretty good job, I would say.
I look like a drag queen.
Let's go to town like this.
No, this side turned out pretty good. I don't mind this side.
But the...
I'm not even gonna say anything.
Okay, that's good.
Just, no.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching my epic failure. I love you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Not only did Mayleigh love her own makeovers, she also loved getting her friends involved as well as experimenting with new hairstyles. While some were not at the top of my favorite list at the time, I can look back and see her beauty in every change, and I'm glad she chose to listen to her inner voice and not care what others thought about her unique style. Standing out was never something I was comfortable with, but Mayleigh embraced it full force. She definitely had way more guts than myself when it came to drawing attention. It would be fitting that her favorite quote was by none other than Dr. Seuss. It goes, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind."
I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today. I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today. And I just wanna feel today, feel today, feel today. I just wanna feel something today. And I just wanna feel today, feel today, feel today. I just wanna feel something today. Open me up and you will see. I'm a gallery of broken hearts. I'm beyond repair, let me be. And give me back my broken parts. 'Cause I just wanna...
Mayleigh loved face painting and dressing up for Halloween. She even helped a couple win the SWAC Halloween competition last year and earned recognition at the local Zombie Fest. She had found her niche, and her true talent was shining brightly. The sky was the limit on her potential, and we were happy she seemed to have finally found her path.
I'm a gallery of broken hearts. I'm beyond repair, let me be. And give me back my broken parts. Just give them back to me, please. Just give me back my pieces. Just give them back to me, please. And let me hold my broken parts. 'Cause I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today. I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today. 'Cause I just wanna feel today, feel today, feel today. I just wanna feel something today. And I just wanna know today, know today, know today. Know that maybe I will be okay. Know that maybe I will be okay. Know that maybe I will be okay.
Unfortunately, she would not be okay. In September of 2014, Mayleigh decided to move out on her own shortly before starting college. Her and Ian would eventually get their own place, and for the next year we would learn to live separate lives with scattered visits in between. I was still coaching, Camille was very busy sewing for a German distributor, and Mayleigh would have college classes to attend to. For the first time in a long time, I think we all felt some kind of new freedom, and Camille and I began to enjoy camping and traveling more. Mayleigh also seemed happy with her new boyfriend, and life was going great. In early March, Mayleigh spoke with Camille about going to the walk-in clinic due to having a hard time breathing and some swelling in her mouth and cheeks. She would have blood work, an ultrasound, and a small dose of prednisone, but they were unable to find anything wrong with her. Mom then recommended a dentist due to the sore on the roof of her mouth, and her parotid glands were definitely more profound. Her vision and hearing was affected, she formed nodules on her head, we were all scared beyond belief, and for 2.5 months we could not get any answers. Finally, on June 10th, exactly 2 years since graduating from high school, Mayleigh was told she had signs of lymphoma. We were devastated. On June 20th, Ian would propose and she would accept. The following day, a biopsy would confirm our worst fears. Mayleigh had cancer. She was later diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia and ordered to go to OHSU immediately.
I love you so much, baby. Never forget.
I love you more than anything in the whole world, the whole universe. I love you more than anything, baby. Anyone.
After a painful bone marrow aspiration and getting an Ommaya reservoir placed beneath her skull, she began to feel much better due to the massive steroid doses. We were so thankful that everything seemed to be going so smoothly, and towards the end of her induction phase, she even began to feel like a prisoner due to the feeling better but not being able to leave. On August 5th, she would be released with a remission status and no signs of cancer. We were overjoyed. Things were finally looking up again. Over the past year, we have experienced our worst fears, heartbreak, acceptance, redemption, compromise, and regret. All of us would give up certain freedoms to ensure Mayleigh's safety. Mayleigh and Ian would move in with us to ensure she was well taken care of and to allow them to save money for their future. While there are many times we didn't see eye to eye, our main objective has never changed, and that is we will always care for and love our daughter the best we know how. We were there every day of her life, and we would tell her endlessly how much we loved her. Even Mayleigh would get used to saying it 2 or even 3 times before you could walk out the door. There is no limit to how much love one can handle, and we were never shy to tell her so. Mayleigh would see her doctor for a bone marrow consultation in early May and spend time with family in Boise and Salt Lake City. We had discussed alternatives and waiting for 1 or even 2 more bone marrow biopsies before deciding on transplant. But once she returned, she was adamant that a transplant was what she wanted and that it would ultimately save her life. While I didn't agree with going to transplant so suddenly, we supported her full-heartedly and continued to love her to the fullest, but with many fears lingering inside. We maintained her be-positive attitude throughout though, and we were able to take her on a few trips in June and early July. She missed Mother's Day for the first time ever, but we were able to have a fantastic Father's Day that I would gladly share with Camille as the 3 of us traveled to the Redwoods. We would also entice her to come camping with us for the first time in years. She seemed to be feeling better than she had in a while, and we were so proud of how much effort she was putting in to hang with Mom and Dad and enjoy her time before another month-long visit in the hospital. These would be some of the happiest moments in our lives, and we will keep these memories close to our hearts as long as we both shall live. We love you so much, sweetie pie. I want to unsee what has been done to you. We can't erase your pain from our eyes. We look forward in the past now, reaching for a smile. your voice,
I love you.
your laughter. How do we learn to live this life without you? To enjoy a future without you in it?
Fuck you, cancer!
You were so brave. We'll always be there for you, sweetie pie. You are remarkable. You once wrote that you didn't feel like an inspiration, that you were not a hero. I am here to tell you that you were wrong. You were so wrong. You have inspired. You were heroic. You were the greatest thing to happen to us, and we will miss you for the rest of our lives. You were Mayleigh strong. You are our hero. We are so proud of you. You are loved more than you'll ever know. Mayleigh's last Facebook post to everyone came on her rebirthday on July 26, 2017. It showed her heart as well. She wrote, "I've always managed to be positive through this past year of roller coasters and chemo, but now when I say be positive, I can really mean it because I now have a B positive blood type. My stem cell transplant is finished, and I now will grow a new immune system thanks to the beautiful contribution my donor and amazing medical staff and nurses helping me get there. I appreciate each and every person who writes a nice message or card. It fills my heart with joy knowing so many people are thinking and praying for me. A lot of people have said I've inspired them, and that is truly an honor because I don't feel like I've done anything remarkable, but I still love to hear it." Mayleigh's remarkable love continued even after death, as she had signed up to be a donor. She would be unable to donate any of her organs due to her cancer, but she was able to donate one part of herself, and that would be her eyes. For those of you who know her mother, it's been her life's passion to help not only herself, but others across the world to save their vision. It's been her livelihood and job for the past 15 years since inventing her own product to prevent vision loss. Knowing that Mayleigh's last gift to this world would be to help research of vision loss in diabetic retinopathy, macular degeneration, and glaucoma to prevent and or improve treatments for those in vision loss was an amazing and proud moment for us all. Mayleigh truly is remarkable in life and in death. I wanted more than anything to have a second chance to show her how much more she could be loved, to show her that there is nothing more important in our lives than our beautiful daughter. We were blessed with 21 years of joy in our lives, and we will honor her each day forward in hopes that she can somehow still continue to touch lives for years to come.
Love you.
Love you.
Come with me, my love, to the sea of love. I wanna tell you how much I love you. Do you remember when we met? That's the day I knew you were my pet. I wanna tell you how much I love you. Come with me, my love, to the sea of love. I wanna tell you how much I love you.
And so these are words from Larry and Camille and from Mayleigh. My daughter's the same age. Mayleigh would tell you that her mom often repeated the words, "have an attitude of gratitude," hundreds, if not thousands of times throughout her life. It is so easy to get caught up in all the negatives in life, but you cannot have a grateful heart and a hateful heart at the same time. Camille couldn't be happier that Mayleigh learned to have an attitude of gratitude, and she showed it in her writing, even as she battled cancer. So here is Mayleigh's poem. My mouth tastes gross during high levels of chemo and radiation, but I'm lucky to not have mouth sores and extreme nausea. My stomach hurts a lot, but I have access to an understanding doctor and pain-controlling medications. I have neuropathy caused by chemo, but I can manage it with little side effects thanks to modern medicine. I am tired all the time and require a lot of sleep, but I have loving parents and a fiance who take care of most of my needs and let me sleep when I need it. I don't receive very much disability money, but my parents generously let me and my fiance live with them in their large, accommodating house. The steroids make me feel like crap and have high blood sugars, but they are a vital part of killing leukemia, and they help keep my blood counts up. After 8 months of chemo and 12 doses of radiation, I may still need a bone marrow transplant, but the outcome of said transplant in my favor for being a primary European descent young female. The amount of money and time in the hospital is outrageous, but I have double coverage insurance, so I don't have to have two worries about most medical expenses. People pity me when I say I have cancer, but That means they will be sending positive thoughts my way, which is only a good thing. Cancer is fucking hard. But I always say, but hey, at least I'm still alive and fighting. While Mayleigh's no longer with us to continue her fight, she can live on peacefully through us all. We can now carry her message to fight the negatives in life with a be positive attitude and a grateful heart. She was incredibly brave and fiercely strong-minded as she fought against her failing body. She made everyone incredibly proud, and we can now make her proud by trying to be Mayleigh strong. Camille shared her own writing based on Mayleigh's writing, and this is Camille's. We may have lost our only child to cancer, but cancer cannot take away our beautiful memories and the love we have for her. Our hearts are broken and feels like it will never stop hurting, but our hearts cannot ignore all the love pouring in for our family. It helps eases some of the pain. We're sad and angry that we didn't get the outcome we had planned for a bright future, but we refuse to let sadness and anger consume us like a cancer eating at our souls. We can no longer create new memories with our beautiful daughter, but we can be grateful for and cherish all the wonderful memories she gave to us. We had to watch her suffering from all the chemo and radiation, but we got to witness her become the strongest and bravest woman we've ever known. We miss Mayleigh with every second that passes, but we will carry her in our mind, thoughts, and prayers, knowing she is not gone. She is with us every moment. The world is not a better place without her, but the world is a better place because she was here. Mayleigh loved almost anything Oriental. Even since a toddler, she was a big fan of anime cartoons and characters, wearing kimonos and going to stores that stocked all things from Asia. So it was no surprise that as she battled cancer, she found the tradition of hanging 1,000 origami cranes for luck and granted wishes. And she started folding. With help, her goal to hang 1,000 cranes has been met and far exceeded thanks to so many who shared their love one fold at a time. Larry's last promise to Mayleigh was to personally fold 1,000 cranes. He not only succeeded at making a beautiful memorial video to honor her. I know, I want you to do a video for me too, all right? He also succeeded folding 1,000 cranes that you will find hanging on the left side of the big family tree. Origami cranes came in from around the country and some even internationally. Mayleigh received over 3,500 additional cranes, and Camille succeeded in counting, hanging, and decorating here today with a total thus far of 4,654. And some still coming in. There are more than 24 folds per crane. More than 100,000 folds of love were given, and what a blessing that is. Larry and Camille are truly grateful for every thought, prayer, and for each folded crane sent. Mayleigh would be overwhelmed with the love that has been shown to her. They will display these beautiful cranes always and be forever grateful to have such a display of love to cherish. Camille also wanted to have expressed her eternal gratitude for the man who held her up. I'm assuming that's you, Larry. Not only through the sorrow of losing Mayleigh, but for the last 23 plus years of support and help to become a stronger, healthier, and better woman, all because of the love that Larry has given her. She is beyond proud of the strength and determination that Larry showed to work through his fears, anxieties, and sorrow to not only write and share their family's hearts and heartaches through the blog and posting, but for putting his heart and soul into making this beautiful memorial video for the love of their lives, their sweetie pie. She couldn't imagine a better man to be Mayleigh's dad, a better person to spend her life with. And she loves you, Larry, beyond all measure. Camille's nephew, Zachary Michelson, and his wife Tess are now going to sing a song, one of Mayleigh's favorite songs, You Are My Sunshine. The last verse of this, you guys are going to join in. I want you to stand and join in singing that last verse. And like we did with Robert, they deserve a proper introduction and a big round of applause. So, ladies and gentlemen, Zachary and Tess.
I haven't sung in front of people in a long time, but thank you for letting us do this for you. And I'm sorry that my nerves and my emotions are a little frayed. I hope I can do it justice. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. But when I woke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I'll always love you and make you happy, as nothing else will come between. But since you left me to be my angel, I'll enjoy you in my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
So I believe that when you can laugh at tragedy, it becomes less than. Laughter has power over it. It becomes less than. You have power over it. I had a dog. I think once in a life, you get one dog in your lifetime that's the incredible dog. Your once in a lifetime dog. I had this dog named Bandit. Had him for 4 years. He did 200,000 miles on the road with me in 4 years. Went every place I went, and he got into some poison. Had to put him down after 4 years. Matter of fact, my dog I have now is his granddaughter. And a week after he passed away, I was sobbing. I went for a run 3 days after he died and sobbing in the middle of the street because this was my dog. A comedian friend of mine called me. This is a good friend. And you'll know by the story because only a good friend would do this. He said, what happened with Bandit? I said, we think he got into some poison. He says, you think he did it on purpose? I go, what? Maybe I got tired of your show, dude. Learn some new jokes. That's a good friend, isn't it? Isn't that a good friend? A few months ago, he had a nephew who drowned. His nephew had a new dog, and they think he went in after the dog into a river. He was 19 years old, very close friend of his. And so I sent that friend of mine a message. You think the dog did it on purpose? That's a good friend right there, isn't it? No? No? See, you guys are looking at me, judging me now. But it is. When you can laugh at things, they really do become a little bit small. All right, I'm going to do, just to lighten things up a little bit, here's something you guys can do. Next time you need a good pick-me-up, something to make you laugh, you can do this the rest of your life. I know I do. When you're having one of those days where you're feeling bad, go to, I call it the self-esteem store. You guys probably call it Walmart, but whenever I go in there, I just always look around and feel a lot better about myself and my own life. I don't know about you. So go into the pet section. This is a little squeaky toy. This is a sheep. It's a pretty one. You can tell by their eyes. My Uncle Errol taught me that in Wyoming. And now you got to get the squeaker out of it, all right? Now with this squeaker, I want you to go get one of these. I want you to carry a squeaker with you the rest of your life. With this squeaker now, you have the ability to make anything you want squeak anywhere you go. That's damn good fun for $1, isn't it? Huh? Right? For $1. I know. You had to look, didn't you, Robert? You can't help it. Look at, he's trying not to look right now, but he's side-eyeing because you just can't help it. My sister has a 3-year-old and a cat. I thought it'd be funny to make the cat squeak. About an hour later, we found the 3-year-old in the closet just squeezing the hell out of that cat. You want to have fun at McDonald's, you go into the ball pit, all the little kids playing in the ball pit, you take one ball out. And you throw it back in there with all the other balls. And you tell them $10 and a Happy Meal, whichever kid can find the squeaky ball, go. You can go to a movie then and come back and your dumb kids are still in there trying to find a squeaky ball. It's like $1 babysitter right there. Guys, next time you go get a physical, you're already ahead of me, aren't you? Right in the middle of that exam. All right, you went too far, Doc. You found the squeaky toy. I think we're all done. Yeah, that's for $1. That's damn good fun for $1. All right, ladies, I don't want you to feel left out. Next time you go get a mammogram, right when they got you all squished in there, nice and tight, you go. Huh? Everybody wins. You get a story, they get a story. Everybody wins for $1. It's damn good fun for $1, isn't it? All right, I should put it away before I swallow it because it makes your fart sound funny. All right, we're just going to do, I'm going to do one quick little magic trick here, and then we're going to read something real quick, and then we're going to break and do some lunch and enjoy each other's company. So what's your name here on the end? Yeah, looking at me like, oh, hell. Could you come up here real quick and help me? What's your name? Julianne, it's a pleasure. Give Julianne a big round of applause for coming up here. This will be quick and easy. We're just going to do a little card trick. It's one of the most amazing card tricks ever. Come over here a little closer. Don't be afraid.
I'm not.
All right, you can see these are all different from each other. Okay, because if they're all the same, it's easy, but no one's impressed. I don't want you to feel pressure for me to take one card over another. You take any card you want out of there at all. Oh, actually, that's the wrong, I don't even know why that got in there. No, it's the wrong color. Here, take any card you want. Go ahead, any. You can take any card you want. Don't feel pressure from, really, any card. take any card. Oh, if you want, that'll make it easier. Okay, I want you to sign your name on the face of the card. Okay, that's the face right there. Okay, a deck of cards is like a chorus line. The backs are all the same, but the faces are different. I'll put a date time number on there in case there's an emergency and we need to. All right, I'll take the pen. This is one of the most amazing card tricks you'll ever see. Years of my life, years of practice and self-denial. Tell me when to stop. Right, perfect. Stick your card on there. All right, put your thumbprint right on. Thumb's the big one. Yep, there we go. All right, lift your thumb up. Let me see your thumb. Okay, I'm going to find her card by her thumbprint. Very difficult, not impossible, very difficult. And when I do, there'll be thunderous. Usually, there's thunderous applause. Hold your thumb up. Let me see. Is that it?
No.
That's not it?
It didn't have my name.
Well, that sucks, huh? It's nice. It's nice. It is. I've smelled bad ones before. Hers is nice. It is. If you guys get a chance after, come up and ask her for a whiff. It's all right. By the smell of her thumb, I'll find her card, and when I do, there'll probably be thunderous applause. Is that it?
No.
That's not it. Is there a signature on there?
No.
She's not just messing with me. That's. I've never had anybody wiggle it before. Kind of liked it, I gotta be honest with you. All right, by the taste of her thumb, I will find her card, and when I do, there damn well better be thunderous applause. All right?
No.
There's a card folded up, stuck in my throat. Is that your card with her? There we go. Big round of applause for my loveliest. Thank you. All right, one quick thing to read here real quick, and then we've got Joanna. Is it Joanna that's going to come up and say a couple things about the bracelets? So Larry and Camille would love for you to enjoy your afternoon here by eating lunch and visiting with all the different stations that are set up. So please, if you have time, go to each one before you leave. Mayleigh would be honored for you to leave her one last piece of yourself. There is a Memories to Treasure note station and a private video booth. You can write and or record messages to Larry and Camille so they can keep your memories forever. Please also visit the crane folding station to learn how to make a crane and to receive a crane necklace for you to treasure. Larry and Camille will hide cranes wherever they go to pay tribute to their daughter. There is a rock painting station, so no matter what your skills are, Larry and Camille would love to honor Mayleigh by hiding your painted rock art in special places they visit in the future. Many of Mayleigh's belongings are in the gazebo, where you'll also find lunch ready for you to enjoy. Thank you all again for your time and efforts to be here to celebrate the wonderful life of Mayleigh Kyndall Workman and all the generous contributions and help that was given to us on this special day. You're all loved more than you'll ever know. Thank you all for coming. Larry and Camille. Joanne, if you...
I don't need thunderous applause.
Okay.
Well, we all know that Larry is one of everyone's favorite people at school, and that's because of his legendary work ethic, as well as his miraculous superpower to fix your computer, often without even touching it. Whatever's going on with your computer, as soon as he stands over it, it stops doing whatever it was doing. And both students and staff appreciate his graciousness that even when you forgot your Google password again, or somehow your screen has flipped upside down, he's always gracious to fix it for us. And so when some of my students heard that Mayleigh had passed, they were surprised and saddened like we all were, and they wanted to do something. And so they came up with an idea of making some bracelets are having bracelets made. And so they are orange for leukemia awareness, and they say no one fights alone. And we would invite you to all grab one there on the front table as a reminder that you guys have not fought alone, and we continue to stand with you and support you.
And now, if you can all stand, one more big round of applause for a celebration for Mayleigh, for Larry and Camille, for all the family, for all of you guys coming here. As you head over there, if you could grab a chair and take it with you. There's tables and food, and we'll meet you guys over there. Lots of selfies. Be sure and tag. So we have tons and tons of memories here.
Hi, Mayleigh. It's Lily. And I just wanted you to know that I love you so much and that we're giving you all our love from Tucson, and we know tomorrow is a big day for you, so we're hoping that it will go well. Bye.
Hey Mayleigh, might have to re-record this because of the whole echo thing. You probably don't even remember me, but we met at US Open 2011 in Boise, Idaho. It was my first time meeting your dad or any of the family. I think we were at some French fry place, something like that. But I remember being kind of jealous that the three of you were such a strong unit. I almost never had anybody coming out to cheer for me at a tournament. And yeah, even though we didn't get to talk too much, I think we talked a little bit about college and getting ready for it. It did kind of strike me that you were going to be fine because you had such a strong family around you, and you had such optimism for the future. And I just wanted to emphasize that memory. I mean, you've probably forgotten about it, but made an impression on me that you really do have that strong support structure, and you know that optimism, and that's really, really valuable. So yeah, I just encourage you to lean on that as you go through this trying period, and you know, just send my love and my hope from Denver. I really hope you get well. We're in the green for you.
Hey Mayleigh, my name is Sean. We've never met, but I know your dad. He's a badass, but checking in from Detroit. I heard you have an operation today. Just thought I'd share this video with you and say best wishes with you, and I hope you recover soon and quickly, and I hope all goes well. I can't really imagine what it's like to go through what you're going through right now, so that definitely takes a lot of strength, and I definitely admire that. Anyway, I'm wearing orange and green specifically for leukemia and stem cell awareness. Just for you, alright? So, shout out to you and Larry. What's up, dude? Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna give you a good shred of my best butterflies. So, alright. still not as tough as leukemia.
I wish you the best. I mean, like, we'll meet sometime in the near future.
I can only do flipper with a ball, but he, like, you know, something to another level. Really, yeah. Like, it's done like Rick Stein with a ball, like easily, and then like 2 Rick balls, you know.
Oh,
Nice. This guy's a legend, Mayleigh.
anyway, get better.
Yep. Nice. Thank you very much. There it is. Nice.
15 seconds.
I'm Bruce. 希望 Every Roman 佢啦就早日康復，加油！
Hi, Mayleigh. I'm Mark Monastery from New Orleans. We're definitely thinking about you, and we hope you're feeling better. All the love in the world to you, and I'll try to attempt a trick for you.
Nice. Beautiful, man. Thank you.
Mayleigh, it's James Chance for Portland, Oregon. I hope you're feeling better, and I do a little bit of juggling. Here's some for you.
One second. Just making sure they're in.
Nice. Awesome, James. Okay.
最初は日本語で話しますけど、ぜひ良くなってください。
Nice. Awesome.
Hey Mayleigh, my name is Hua, and I am your father's friend, and I just want to say to you, hang in there. I know you can do it, and just to emphasize that, I'm going to do a trick for you. Here it comes.
Nice.
Woohoo! If I just did 2 revolutions with a ball, then you can beat whatever you're going through. I believe in you. Come on, you can do this. You can do this.
Hello Mayleigh, here is Bashek from Portland, from World Football Championships. I wish you from my heart a very fast recovery and all the best.
Yep. Yeah, hey Mayleigh, heard you're sick in the hospital. That sucks. And man, I'm wishing the best for you. I hope you get better. And just keep fighting. Keep fighting.
Nice. Yeah, screw fidget spinners, man. This is the new wave. Get a little hand-eye coordination going on.
I've only really been doing this for like.
That's pretty awesome, man.
That great of
Nice.
Hi, that's Nick, obviously. I wanted to, of course, take some time out of my day to tell you how much we all care about you and how much we're all really just so proud of you. You are so strong and you are fighting one of the most difficult battles that I've ever heard of. My stepmom also had cancer when I was much younger, and I thought she had a tough journey. But you have really shown your superhero abilities right now to power through such a difficult process. So I want you to know that not just me, especially me personally, but all of this whole community that your family is a part of, give you as much of our positive thoughts and energy as we possibly can. And I want you to know that life never throws something at you that you cannot handle. So for you to come across a situation like this means that you do have the power inside of you. And I trust in you. And I love you. And I hope you have a great one.
Hey Mayleigh, just a quick message to tell you that I'm thinking of you and love you and want you to know that you are in our thoughts and prayers every single day. You are the biggest inspiration person that I know. You are fighting hard every day. I know that you've got the love and support of your mom and dad and your family. I feel it, and I feel the love through Facebook and everybody sending prayers and thoughts out to you. We all love you, and we hope everything goes well for you tomorrow and hope to see everything come out exactly the way you deserve it, because you are a fighter and we love you more than anything. Even though I have never met you one-on-one, I just feel like I know you, and I just feel that you are someone that I look up to every day. Thank you for your inspiration. Thank you for being the superwoman that I know that you are, and we will look forward to seeing everything and seeing all the updates. Love you, Mayleigh. Hang in there, and we will see you through Facebook.